Good morning, lovely people across the world. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get started here in about 9 minutes, but hey, grab your coffee, grab your orange juice. I hope you're all having a fantastic Thursday. Rez, why are you not in school? You're breaking the rules. Hope you feel better, baby Baba. And thanks for tuning in, N. What's going on, Peaky? Pika Petey? Thanks for tuning in, Catalin. Glad you could make it this morning. Good eye, suicidal gopher. Thanks for tuning in from Australia, mate. Well, Cat, you can call me Al.
Hey, yo, that's hot. That's hot. If I could do rewind, I would get Marquez Brownlee. That's hot. That's hot.
Folks, I woke up pretty early this morning, and I was happy with myself. I was on top of the schedule. Okay, when you start your day and you're ready to go. I was reaching those levels. Okay, so I go, to a nice workout class, get my morning workout in. As I'm driving home, a thought pops into my head. The gas station breakfast burrito, okay? The elusive unicorn, if you will, of gas station food. And gas station food, folks, it's hit or miss, okay? Sometimes they miss. You can get a, honey bun, as an example, and it will 9 times out of 10 be a disappointment. But the gas station burrito, I think, is the superior gas station food. So, folks, I had a gas station burrito today, and it was great. But hey, thanks for tuning into VRadio this Thursday morning. Ryan says I gotta stop saying hit or miss. We'll see. We got Levitating by Invention. Doing all right, Bud Savage. Thanks for tuning in, man. Mallow says the frosted honey buns with the white frosting always get stuck to the plastic, but they're delicious. I'm going to take your word on that one. Dozier asks, what do you think of honey? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the old age. I appreciate the bees, save the bees. I think without honey, the world would be a little less sweet. For those that didn't tune in yesterday, Abe there in chat sent us a fantastic riddle. I think we're going to anoint or appoint Abe as the riddle master for VRadio. Maverick MacArthur says, I'm trying to get into game design as my career path. As someone who does a lot of VR, what type of game do you think would work well in VR that isn't out yet? Minesweeper. No, but in all seriousness, I think pretty much any game technique, game mechanic that worked previously, I think, can be reiterated, built upon in VR. Best of luck to your career path. We got City Lights by H1 coming up this Thursday morning. What's up, Trek Says? Doing all right, buddy? So here's a uplifting news story for you folks. Biker gangs in New Zealand stood guard outside some mosques during the unfortunate massacre that happened last week. Reading off of Evening Standard, gangs like the Mongrel Mob, King Cobra, and the Black Power have promised to support and protect their local Muslim communities across the country. They said, we will support and assist our brothers and sisters for however long they need us. Folks, that was City Lights by H1. We got Patio coming up next. Thanks for joining Choco. Awesome Austin asks, as a VR dev myself, specifically as an artist, do you think we should be leaning into trying to get into VR games as photorealistic as possible or explore the more creative, stylized art styles? I think it really depends on the game itself. I, for one, enjoy both photorealism and sort of cartoon style in VR. There's something about being in a cartoon, being in a stylized game that can lend itself very well to the experience. Patio by Liquis. Colby Solman asks, I need to ask you a question. My dad for Christmas can usually get me one expensive gift. So should I upgrade my PC or get the Oculus Quest? You know, if it was me, I would upgrade the PC, then save up my own money for a VR headset to use on the PC. You're always going to have a better VR experience if you're on the PC as opposed to the Quest. But hey, that's just me. Folks, we got Last Snow by B-Sides. Colby Sololo Mamanin. See, I didn't screw it up. I said it perfectly. Fonzie asks, where am I from? I am from virtual reality, my friend. A Flame Joke asks, how was Disrupt formed? It was formed in the basement of a 19th century castle. We all made sacrifice to the technological master. We cut our wires and formed it into a circle, then read a chapter from Steve Jobs' autobiography. Upon reading it, within the inner circle formed a virtual reality headset with a sticky note that said, start a company called Disrupt and create VR content. So that's the backstory. Next up, folks, we got Lays by Flow Free. Here's another adorable story for you folks. Nigerian refugee Tenitolua Edewumi. I can't pronounce his name, but he's 8 years old. Living in a homeless shelter, he won New York chess championship. Quote from him says, I want to be the youngest grandmaster. Apparently it's unheard of for any kid, let alone one in a homeless shelter, to win this specific chess championship, but hey, he works very hard at his game, Martinez said, estimating he could achieve master status in the next year or two. The world's youngest grandmaster qualified at the age of 12. So nice. So nice. Folks, we got Lemon by Tom Dooley coming up next. Philip asks, what would the perfect name for an open world multiplayer VR experience like the Oasis be, in your opinion? You know, it's funny, we sort of have like an ongoing theme in some of the Disrupt videos, and when we're referring to the Oasis, we call it Haven, 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 Denmere asks, what is your opinion on WMR, Windows Mixed Reality? You know, I like them. I think they're a great entry-level headset. You know, they're cheap. They're easy to set up, you know. If you're looking to get into VR, you know, and you have maybe $200 to spend, I'd recommend one. Brandon Smith asks, what is a really good VR, but it's also cost efficient? I want to get into it, but I have 2 kids that I prioritize before dropping $500 on some eye gear. You know, I'd recommend either the Oculus Go or waiting for the Oculus Quest. Oculus Go is going to cut you back about $200. Quest, about $400. But folks, we got Meadows by Solemn Trees. Folks, we might have to revoke Abe's riddle status. He says, this is a riddle. I am sitting in my room on my laptop, on my Windows laptop, and I threw my butter out the window. Why? Great riddle there, Abe. Really bringing it home, buddy. Hey folks, don't forget, here on VRadio we listen to music, but we also take calls, so click the link in the description if you want to join a call, maybe ask a question, talk about life. We're an open book here. The Wumpy Boy, you are live on air. What's going on, man?
Oh, hello there.
How's it going, mate?
Well, you know, like, pretty much everything is a bit cheaper on, like, online shopping than, like, Best Buy, right?
Right.
I found the Acer VMR headset on Amazon for 370 euros, and in the local Best Buy equivalent, 100 euro less. So
Oh, wow.
I've been thinking about buying some headset for a long time, but always held it off because I have a really small room, so I would have to play at someone else's house, for example.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. At least in America, what we can do is, I know Best Buy price matches the headset, so if you like pull it up and you find it cheaper online, I think they price match it.
Well, I'm in Europe, and it's called as a media market, so that's pretty much media market translated.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. That's interesting, man, though.
Do you own one of those VMR headsets, actually?
I do. I own the it's like a blue Acer. I'm not sure the model number,
Yeah,
but
exactly that one I'm planning to buy.
yeah, it's decent. I'm actually thinking about switching to that for my home PC setup, at least on my desktop, just because it's easy to kind of plug in, plug out. I'd recommend it.
How good do like games like Beat Saber run on a 1070?
I think it'd be fine. I'm running a 1080. I know it can run on the 980, so you should be good. Yeah, with a 1070.
Nice.
Yeah, you might want to download the VR like tester. It sort of gauges your PC on Steam. That'll kind of give you some more information.
I have tried. I own one of those plastic cardboard style VR headsets.
Oh yeah.
And my phone only has an HD screen, so the quality, you really can see every pixel.
Mm.
And the field of vision is really shallow. It's like, I don't know, 40, 50 degrees,
Oof.
maybe a bit more. It's really looking through a window.
Yeah.
So the experience is really nice. But I've tried
Imagine.
RiftCat with it, but it really doesn't work very well. Also, the free version of RiftCat only lasts 10 minutes before you have to restart the session.
Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah. That's cool. I remember those kind of like jerry-rigged VR headsets though. Those are kind of fun to experiment around on,
Yeah, the Kinect full body tracking was
Yeah.
a great idea actually.
I remember seeing someone in Altspace, just like he had the Kinect full body tracking, and it's like the creepiest thing, because it's like you have all these other characters that are just sort of walking around as like heads and bodies, but then you have the full body tracking, and it's just like you can see everything. It's so trippy. It's funny. But hey, man, thanks for calling in. It's great chatting with you.
Thanks. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, you too. Peace. Folks, we're taking calls. We're listening to music. We got Far Away by Sworn. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. No boy. Great question by Void XV says, which VR should I get for motion capture? So, a couple of years ago, here at Disrupt, we created a VR experience called La Camila. And being a small team, we did not want to kind of animate everything by hand. So what we did was get a Vive with 2 controllers and 3 tracking pucks, okay? We then downloaded a tracking program and basically acted out all of the animations as if we were in a motion capture studio. This translated to cutting down the work by like 80% on the animation side. So, highly recommend the Vive and motion tracking pucks for motion capture. Great question, Void. Folks, we got the riddle master himself, Abe. You're live on air. What's going on, man? Oh, hurting the ears there, buddy. Hello, Abe. I cannot hear you too well, man. Gonna have to circle back around to you. But hey, Dope Zebra, you're live on air. What's going on, man?
Is the Earth flat?
Is the Earth flat? Here's my reasoning. Star Centurion, what's going on, dude?
Hello?
What's up, bruh?
Not much. Just got done playing VR chat and I should go to bed, but this came up, so I just decided to stick around for a bit.
Oof. What time zone are you in?
Eastern Standard.
Oh, word. Wait, you're going to bed at 9:24 a.m.?
Okay, so what happened was that I worked a like 10-hour shift yesterday, right? I'm gonna say yesterday, even though it's the same day. And I got home and yeah, I was absolutely wiped out. I took a nap for like 5 hours. And I woke up to play VR chat with someone, and I'm still awake. So
Rough. Isn't that weird when like the days just sort of blend together and you're like in this limbo mode?
happens all the time now.
Yeah.
But when you have friends everywhere, yeah.
That's true. You sort of have friends in all the time zones. I'm sure that helps.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that even friends here that like similar time zones are just complete night owls, just like me. So
Right.
we just kind of bad influence, like that we like influence each other to stay awake this long.
Yeah. It's like a group think. That's funny. Well, hey, hope you can get some rest, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably try to do that in an hour or so. Thank you.
Right on, man. Talk to you later. Oof, night owls, man. Gotta love it. Folks, we got Faces by Nomadic. Good morning, Mick. Thanks for tuning in, man. Folks, what are your plans today? I, for one, started this new little schedule. I was reading it off of a How to Be Productive article, I believe. And I've been really liking it. I sort of have 3 different sticky notes, virtual sticky notes on my desktop. The first one is a reminder sticky note. The next one is a to-do sticky note. And the third one is a later sticky note. So I can sort of organize the thoughts, but to-do today is design some teas. I'm going to go in VR chat and ask people about what happens after death. And then I'm going to research some videos, so we'll see. But what do you have planned today? Laron, you can check the description for the schedule. Will Gotch says, gonna go take some photos. It's nice and foggy outside. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Something about the fog that makes for some great photos. Blobberson says, go to school, die inside, make dinner. That should be on a shirt. Babe Liba says, in bed, dying of fever. Oof. Hope you heal up, my friend. Enjoy the time off. Thanks for the Trello recommendation, Denmere. Coconut says, I'm going to go play some hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. Heck yeah, brother. Go and shoot those shooting range virtual guns. Aoife says, I'm going to go to sleep and then make freaking lose it. Go stupid, go crazy. Well, that sounds very relaxing, Aoife. Alex says, I'm rehearsing for my play. It's on Friday. Well, that's rad. What's your play about? Best of luck with rehearsals. Element of naivety says, gotta go to work. Scratch that, gotta go work out, switch my phone off for at least an hour, and get some reading done. That sounds absolutely productive. What are you reading these days? We got a regular on the line here. Real Zingman. What's up, dude?
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning. How you doing today, my friend?
Good. Good morning, first stream. I have just a few quick questions for you.
Yeah, fire away.
First of all, did you hear about the Oculus S? Do you know what's going on with that?
I did. I'm interested in it. I'm not writing it off.
So, what is going on with that?
So I think Oculus's move is to create a headset that's easier to set up than the Rift. I think what they're trying to do is sort of take the average consumer approach rather than the VR enthusiast approach. So like you have like the Vive, which is like the heavy duty headset, right? Like
Right.
room scale tracking, the full shebang, and then what I think the Rift S is trying to be is like the easy headset. You know, $400, you pick it up, plug it into your PC, you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's my viewpoint on it, at least.
So it has inside tracking?
That's right, yeah. So you don't need any trackers. It's supposedly just plug and play. I think they've upped the resolution, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Should be interesting.
My last question. A while ago, maybe 2 VR radios ago, you said VR kind of became your passion, and I was wondering if it hadn't, what would you be doing right now?
You know, I'd probably be trying to get into the animation industry more. I have a huge passion for like 3D animation, like Pixar type films. So I probably would be pursuing that.
Is there a way you can do like both of those?
Yeah, absolutely. The last year we released sort of a 20-minute VR animated film. This year I've kind of taken more of a focus on YouTube content and 2D stuff, but down the road I definitely want to create more animated VR experiences for sure.
Definitely. That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, man.
To see that.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the questions. Calling in.
Yeah.
Always good chatting with you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Lovely vibes. Good energy today, folks. Hope you're having a good day. Rotame. Good day to everyone except coconut sales. Birds. by Harris Cole. Odysseus asks, are you excited for Boneworks? I am. For those that aren't familiar, Boneworks is sort of a project created by some absolutely amazing VR developers. Stress Level Zero out in California. But they're creating a sort of game developer platform SDK for realistic simulated bones and simulated body movements in VR. I think it's going to completely change the way immersive games are played in VR. But folks, we got Fat Bow coming up next.
You are a traveler.
Ooh, sorry about that. Nice uplifting story again for you guys. 97-year-old World War II veteran proud to still be working at New Jersey grocery store. The manager says Benny is a joy. He's full of life. He's happy. The veteran says people are so nice, it makes you feel proud. They put my write-up over there. I was scared every time I had to get into the plane, but the Lord took me back. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Folks, we got Sunsets by Asso. You are a traveler. Hey, much appreciated, Rodham. Thanks for watching. Bojack, you're live on air, buddy. How are you?
Oh, hey. I'm doing pretty good.
Right on, man.
Yeah. So I guess, something I was wondering. So I've played Orbis VR, the MMO.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of wondering what your feeling was on this, which is, I haven't been on in a while, but whenever I used to play, sometimes I would walk into like an unfinished area or just even a finished area, and there's just not a whole lot of other players there. And something about the combination of VR and maybe a game that doesn't have music all the time or sounds, it is the most isolating feeling I've ever felt.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know if you felt that too, or maybe somebody with a Discord like this or with so many VR friends. Maybe you don't experience that too much. I experience the same thing when I go to VR chat, and maybe there's just a room with a bunch of people, but nobody says anything. It's weird.
Yeah, it's almost eerie, isn't it? It's like being in this virtual place, but alone.
Yeah. It's I don't know, maybe something about the headset being on or knowing you're in two places at once, sort of. I don't know. It's something that I guess some indie developers don't seem to realize the powerful importance of music. Sometimes I'll get a game and it's got some cool mechanics, but they didn't put any sounds or any music in, and after like a 5 minute playtime, I'm like, hey, depressing.
Yeah, yeah. I almost think that a VR experience like should be able to be experienced with eyes closed. And I mean that in the sense that you should be able to like understand where you are, uh, kind of be able to get into the vibe of the game itself. So, what do they say? Like, sound design is 70% of the film experience. I think that rings true in VR as well.
Oh yeah, I think it's especially true in VR. I think the whole point so far it seems is an immersive experience. You're
Mhm.
entering a world, so if you enter a world that is absolutely silent, then you're missing, I guess what would be 75% of a real world experience.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny. Sometimes even in VR chat, I'll go into like a room and there's only like people speaking Chinese back and forth, and it's like the most isolating experience.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like being in
that'll
another
do
country.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can only play VR chat for a few minutes if I don't find a room with people who actually speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I'll just see people. I don't know how people do it. I'll see some people just sitting on a chair watching other people. Maybe they're in a Discord on their end. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah. It's like people watching in VR. It's funny.
Yeah. Also, I recently this is side note I guess from what we've been talking about, but I recently saw or downloaded what is it, La Camila?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, that made me feel so.
Oh,
Good job
damn.
on that.
Well, thanks.
I just
man.
want to say, yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks
And
for
your
checking
channel
out.
in general is some good content. You guys know how to edit. You guys have really good music choices. Your narration is solid. So.
Oh,
Is
shucks,
that-
man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Folks, we got Poke Date by Strallo coming in. Later, Noodle. Hope you have a good day at school, my friend. All right, folks, we got to tackle a big subject today. The Parliament vote for UK on, what is it, Article 15, Article S? What is it? I feel like every month, every year, they're trying to pass a new article that, restricts online copyright. And on one hand, I think it's due to a lack of understanding of how the internet works by the generation that came before the internet. But hey, we find ourselves in the same place. I'd be interested to see if anyone in chat is from the UK or can fill us in a little more on what Article 13 is. But I hope it doesn't pass. We'll see. Hey, Rio Butter, you're live on air. What's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
You're coming through loud and clear, buddy.
All right. So I had a question, and this has just been in my head for a while. And granted, I'm only 15, turning 16 in 4 months, and I just had this question in my head a long time, and I was kind of scared to really tell or ask anyone about this question because of how I don't know how stupid this seems. But at the same time, I've seen other people succeed in this way. And I thought I just would like to get your feedback on like this topic in particular. So, VR is a great thing, like I only have a PSVR, but you get what I mean. And I was wondering, like, okay, my cousin, he basically met this one girl on a dating site, and then they basically, it was a long distance relationship because she was in New Jersey, he's in Cali, and the only way that they found, or at least they found that was connective enough, was through VR, and more particularly, like all these VR games. And one of the things that I feel like gets criticized a lot is like, one, long distance relationship, and two, if it's even in VR, you get like bashed even harder for that. That's what I've just learned in my experience.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, as far as like that goes, what your thoughts are on it, and like,
You know, it's interesting. I think as the internet and as long distance relationship becomes more at the forefront, it's almost like we now have this new way to interact, to communicate.
yeah,
There's a friend on Discord, W Man. He was actually in the 1 week in VR video. He was the guy on the train, and he was sharing a little bit about his relationship, and he's in the U.S. and he met his girlfriend over, or his fiance now, over the internet, and she's in the UK. And it's almost like 100 years ago, this concept of meeting someone across the world, making a connection, and getting engaged would never have been there. And I think that's amazing. We can now meet people that have similar interests so much easier through these communities, and I think there comes positives with that. Connectivity. There comes negatives as well. Not actually seeing each other is always tough in an early relationship,
yeah.
but I'm all for it. I mean, yeah.
And I just wanted to say, like, especially in this day and age, I've spent so much time on VR, more particularly this game called Requiem that got released I think a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, and what I what I see on it is like, I've spent so much time in that world to the point where like I'm like also starting to understand what that community holds. And I also feel like, most people in that world, they, I mean, some of them are in there for fun, and then some of them are like, like those who do have a relationship over the internet, it's really hard for them to come out about it, because I guess just this day and age, people like to shame it. And I've realized that a lot. Like I have a girlfriend who's long distance, but she lives in Arizona and I live in California, so not that far apart. But still, even then, like, I've been scared to tell pretty much anyone because of how backlash it's gotten when I did tell somebody, when I do tell people.
Hmm.
And I just am wondering, why is it so frowned upon?
I think it could be maybe people that are ignorant to online relationships, but hey man, I say be proud of it.
Yeah,
Speak your truth. Who cares what other people think?
yeah, because I mean, like, I love this community. I love like what VR has done for us. Like, you've like, actually, when I saw that 1 week in VR, I was so amazed. I was like it blew my mind. So I showed my teacher at my school, and I wanted to present this in front of my entire school. So I got the principal's permission to send it, to show it to the entire school, and I wanted to show it to everybody. Like, you can still, VR is not a bad thing, And I think that's what a lot of people get misconceived about.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's. I think because it's such a new technology, it's very easy to kind of think of it as this like dark thing that will suck us in, and I think that it definitely has the potential for that. Some people will get addicted to it, and but there's also the positive side of it. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I really do like appreciate that you made that video to prove a point, because otherwise who else would?
Oh well, I appreciate you watching it, man.
Yeah, I enjoy your content, and I hope you succeed in this talk about VR, because man, this world needs it for real.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
I gotta go, but like, thank you for having me on the air. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Have a great Thursday.
Yeah.
Good vibes, folks. Good vibes. We got Rosemary's Whisper. Let me take some more calls here in the last 10 minutes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. A relationship is a relationship no matter how it is formed or anything. Well said, Star. Well said. Vladimir Putin. You're live on air. We actually have the real Vladimir Putin on air, guys. This is a first for VRadio.
Finally.
Are you there, Russian president? I don't think he has a mic. Vladimir Putin, maybe next time we'll be able to talk about the Russian politics. Hey, unoriginal name, you're live on air.
Hello.
Hello. Ooh. What's going on, man? How's your Thursday?
Can I ask a question?
You absolutely can.
Um, uh, um, how do you psych yourself up for a long VR session? Like, VR?
Great question. So, for me, it was just like, I had to make sure I wanted to eat very healthy. So I just got some like smoothies, some fruit, some yogurt. Easy to make smoothies. I had some salad and some, frozen pizza to kind of balance it out. So food was one. The next was kind of keeping in mind the schedule that I wanted to keep. I wanted to kind of expel some energy in the morning by working out, maybe playing some Beat Saber, playing like an exercise game. And then kind of just went with the flow from there. I mean, it really depends on what games you're playing, what you're doing in VR, but the biggest help for me was kind of having certain landmark games that I wanted to go into, landmark experiences. Nature Treks VR was one that I'd kind of go in to take a break from everything and just kind of experience calming sounds. So that was kind of my pre-prep routine. Great question, unoriginal. Thanks for asking. We got Thinking of You by Mommy, Philanthrope, and Kyle McEvoy. John Snoke asks, what is this about? This is about music, questions, answers, and talking. Hey, humans, you're live on air. What's going on, dude? And bada bang, and no mic. Got a regular of the show, Todd Howard from Bethesda.
Hey,
what's
how
going
we
on?
doing, man?
What's up, dude? How's your Thursday?
Nothing much. Shout out to everybody in the Discord server. Everybody's been super nice over there. It's a great community you've built up.
Yeah, man. Everyone's pretty nice except Coconut Sales. He's kind of a jerk. I'd stay away from him.
Coconut sale. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That guy. Nah. Getting over him. Yeah, join if you're in the YouTube chat. give it a join. It's great.
Absolutely.
You
heard it. You heard it.
VR right now.
You heard it from the mouth of the Bethesda man himself, Todd Howard.
That's it.
I love your profile, by the way. The delete this.
Thanks, man. I don't even know if that's legit or not, but it's actually a picture of him in a Teletubbies suit.
Wait, that's
At
Todd
least it
Howard?
looks like him. Yeah. It's
I didn't realize that was Todd Howard's face. I hope that's legit. That'd be the greatest thing. Folks, we got I Wish It Would Never Stop by Sleepy Fish. Interesting question from Rotem here. He says, there's a problem with the side of the internet. Every session isn't always good, but some are gold, and from those come the greatest internet-related videos on YouTube. So the question is, how much of the internet culture do we choose to show? Do we show only the amazing things? Or do we filter out the weird and toxic? That's an interesting question. I think we can almost look to our past and history. Like, okay, the platform of streamers' clips is like almost equivalent to like newspapers in the 50s. And you look at articles in the 50s, they were the highlights of the society, the highlights of whatever city that newspaper came from. Whereas, you know, streaming clips, popular internet videos are the highlights of the society of the internet, the highlights of that individual industry, that bubble, right? So I think it's almost by nature of media sharing that the positive things and sometimes the negative things rise to the top, and the toxic things tend to not. So I don't think it's like a conscious decision by internet culture. I think it's just by nature of us as consumers, as humans. D-Pad Max, bring it home. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. I just woke up.
Well, good morning.
Thanks.
Or good evening.
Yeah, it is evening. It's 3 p.m. I mean, I was with you up until the morning, so.
Yeah, you were up pretty late, man. It's funny. So how, you got any plans today? You just chilling?
I don't have any plans any day.
I dig it.
Well, some plans are good. Yeah,
It's always nice to go with the flow.
I think I'll just keep stressing about the fact that I didn't wait until the S was announced.
Oof. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, didn't you buy the Rift like last month, you said?
Yeah, like, well, I ordered it at around, like, after Christmas. And then I got it, like, a month or more ago.
Well, you're happy with it, at least?
I am happy with it. It's great. I've showed it to some family members, and they are fucking amazed.
Yeah.
Like, just the demo with the first contact demo.
Oh, that's a great one.
Okay, so when I first took that on, I flinched when the rumor flew at me. it was so amazing, and the textures, it looks so real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was messing. So do you know what air car is?
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
I quite enjoyed that. Gave me like that weird feeling in your head because you're not
Yeah.
moving. But the thing is, I can handle that feeling. That doesn't give me motion sickness. I kind of get a motion high. It's like because it feels weird. I'm like, oh, this is a weird feeling. I like feel. So I just keep flying around and making myself feel that. Yeah, I messed about. My mom was flying it, and well, actually, I got to fly the ship for her, 'cause she didn't know how to.
Yeah.
So just messing about to scare her.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a great. I love just like turning on some chill music sometimes and just flying in there. It's very relaxing if you want it to be, but it can also be thrilling if you want it to be.
Yeah, I did relax in the environment, watching a friend's stream, and that was like I think it was like 8 in the morning. And that's after not having gone to bed. So.
Yikes! What a time to be alive, where we can fly virtual air cars through Dystopian City at 8 a.m.
Well, my dad was happy about it.
Oh yeah.
Because he studied to be a pilot, but because when he was younger, but he couldn't actually be because of his eyesight.
Oh.
So he was so happy, like, oh, this is amazing, like that he could fly.
That's so cool.
And he talked about like, well, I would like to have like so I could physically hold the things. And it's like, yeah, there are setups for that you could like order online that make it look more like a
yeah, like an actual car.
What's it called? A cockpit.
Yeah, cockpit. Oh. There's also Elite Dangerous. I've been dying to try one of those actual like stick controllers with that. That would be really fun, I think. Seems like a cool game. Well, hey, D-Pad, always great chatting with you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for picking up, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something about flying, I think, in VR that creates some of the best experiences, whether you're flying in an airship, flying in a spaceship, or even driving a car. Being in like a moving vehicle and controlling it feels so right in virtual reality. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for keeping me company this Thursday morning, or this Thursday afternoon, or this night, depending on where you are. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. For my folks in Beijing and the eastern countries, I hope you have an amazing Friday. But hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you here tomorrow.
others' opinions, others' words only impact you when you believe them.